Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Untitled Tarot. I hope your day is going well so far. In today's reading, we're going to look into what your spirit team wishes you saw in yourself. Things that they see, that they know, that you actually don't notice about yourself. This is meant to be a fun reading, kind of like a reading to boost your confidence, to maybe even help you realize the good things that you actually don't notice. So in today's reading, we have three piles. Pile 1 with the guide or opalite, pile 2 with the satyr or selenite, and pile 3 with the tater or owlite. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing this one. I'm gonna give you some time to look at each pile and let your intuition guide you to choose your own. Pause the video if you need to, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello everyone, welcome back. If you chose the guide card or the opalite, then this is your reading. Like I mentioned, today we're going to look into what does your spirit team wishes you saw in yourself that they see in you. I decided to divide your reading into two parts. The first would be your oracles, and then we'll look into your tarot. So I'm just going to move the camera to place your card and I'll be back. Okay, now that I'm back, I'm just gonna show you your cards more closely. So the first one that you had, that you chose from, sorry about that noise, is the guide card that is also written inheritance and correction. You also have the walker, the unknown, a journey. You have the archer with biding your time, planning ahead. And finally, the assassin with ruthlessness and conviction. Okay, so the first thing I'm getting from them is that to them, you seem to be pretty determined. Sorry, but it feels important for them to tell you that, because I feel like some of them are of kind of pointing in a direction that you may feel lost, or you may feel like you're out of place. You may feel like you don't know what you're doing, you don't know where you're going, and that happens frequently to you. And they want you to know that to them, where you're going is actually the right place. You're right about following your intuition. For example, if it's something that you do about important choices in your life, then know that the choices you're making, or that you made, or that you will make, are the right one. They want you to continue to follow your gut, to follow your intuition, to follow your conviction, to follow whatever it is that you follow when you make important decision. And they're really pushing towards reassurance along this part, because there's really this sense of being unsure, and you should be sure. To them, it's like, no, you're right. You have an extremely good sense of direction. You just don't trust it. That's basically what I'm hearing. The other thing I have for you is that they do see you as somebody who's really good at helping others, at giving them this sense of direction that you don't really trust, especially when it's about yourself. But there's more to this. There's more of... I'm kind of seeing someone being in between two things, in between two realms. Maybe you're Pisces. The 12th house sometimes is associated with this representation. Although you don't have to be Pisces. Maybe you just have 12th house placement. You don't even have to have that, but I'm getting that. So maybe it's confirmation for some of you here. But there is a sense of seeing seeing you as, I guess the simplest way to put it is being someone extremely open-minded, someone who accept whoever it is that is in front of them for who they are, and don't try to change them, whether it's somebody good or bad. And I should hair quote this because good or bad, you know, it's a construct. It changed from one person to another, but I hope you know what I mean. You have a good sense of judgment to them, that's for sure. And for them, they do see you as someone who is fair. You don't judge someone by what they look like, for example. You don't judge a book by its cover. For them, you would be the exact representation of this phrase. You do tend to give the benefit of the doubt, and they like that about you. Yeah, there's strongly something about fairness for them about you. Before you make a judgment about someone, you want to see everything, or you try to have as much information as possible to be fair. But once you made a decision, it's like there's no turning back, especially with conviction, with the assassin card. I feel them very drawn to this card for you, to be honest, Pile 1, because I keep feeling drawn to this, and part of it is with what I'm saying, but there seems to be something else. But yeah, strongly something about this one, and the aspect of them seeing you as, once you made a decision about someone or something, there's no turning back. It also is linked with the sense of direction, with a sense of focus, being good at, okay, I want something, I'm gonna plan, and that's my goal, that's where I'm going, and you're not changing course. At least that's how they see you. Yeah, the assassin card could be linked with the good or bad situation that I just had, in a sense of, you're good at making decisions. To them, it is as clear as day, and you're good at doing what you have to do, in a sense. At least that's kind of how I perceive what they're trying to say. It's like, for example, once you judge someone's character that, let's say, you just met, you with the information that they gave you, with the information that you have from this person, let's say you judge that it's not somebody that you want to keep in your life, even though they could be fun, they could be nice to be around, they could be good things about them, but there's something about them that makes you decide that it's not the best for you to keep them. Like, let's say maybe it will, instead of making you moving forward, it will make you stuck in a way in your path. Then in the eyes of your guides, you're good at making this decision of, I will cut this person out of my life. Even though part of you will be hurt from it because it will be difficult, you're still gonna do what must be done for yourself. You seem to be extremely good at this in their eyes. Obviously that was just an example, maybe it was not the good example, but that's what I have. It could be about very simple things, like really being good at doing what's right, and that could be what's right for you, or what's right for your family, what's right for whatever it is. There's also something, especially with the Archer, in the book, this card talks about taking your time and not giving value in comparing yourself with others. I feel like this is something that they do see in you, but mostly something that they want you to know, mostly in the sense of not comparing yourself with others. It's not a good thing, but definitely something about patience, like walking, what's the expression, is like walking life at the pace of your own drum, something like that. I hope I'm saying this right, but really like they admire how you go about life, how you go about things. And even if a part of you could feel an importance into the point of view of others, it seems like for them you're not gonna take others into account, like the opinions of others into account, when it's time to make an important decision. You're gonna do what's best for you, and you're gonna do it in your own terms, in your own time. And that's really something that they like about you. I've even heard that it's something that could make you that could make you really go far, even if it doesn't seem like it. They do also admire your perseverance, your resilience, the fact that you push through, in a sense. There seems to be something, maybe you're in a place where it's not ideal. Maybe you're in an environment or in a situation that you wish for it to end, that you wish for it to change, I should say. But they admire the determination you have to push through with this, to continue to kind of try to make the best of it. And they definitely don't want you to stop doing that. Yeah, definitely see someone who's persevering. Definitely see someone who wants to be free, who wants to be happy, who's willing to make sacrifices to attain those things. I feel like for them, you might not feel like it when it happens, but it feels like you're good at transformation. It feels like you're good at transforming your life and transforming yourself, or going through death and rebirth. You might be a Scorpio. You might have a lot of 8th house placement. I would not be surprised if you had Scorpio or 8th house in your chart, to be honest, with what I have right now. But you seem, for them, it's like you accept things for what they are, like I mentioned at the beginning. Even in situation, even in death and rebirth type of thing about yourself. And it feels like for them, it's something that you should really look at as a good thing. But I understand that it might be difficult, especially if you're going through something at the moment. It could be very difficult to see the good in it. But one day you will. Like one day you will be on the other side. But let's see what your tarot has to say. I'm still gonna keep these cards up here. And for your tarot, we have the 2 of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, the 7 of Wands, the 5 of Cups, Temperance. Okay, I'm gonna need more space, but the 6 of Wands, and the Page of Wands, as well as the 9 of Swords. Yeah, you're a fighter for them. You're a warrior for them. You might have a lot of things that happen in your life. There might be a lot of ups and downs, a lot of things that were trying to push you like off your path, whether it's situation or people or both. I definitely feel a certain, I would even say I feel sadness, but also there's also another feeling I can't really point down. But yeah, they definitely like feel sad for you for some things that happen. But they're still like the opposite of, but they're proud of how far you've come and how you managed it and how you manage whatever that is thrown at you. Because you're a father, you're not meant to be put down. And they're proud of that. They're proud of you for not letting go, for not, I have like leaving you, but not leaving you, more like quitting. Yeah, they're proud of you for not quitting. Because you might have there might be a lot that you need to deal with, or there used to be, or they will, whatever the case is. Temperance in this one makes me feel like the last judgment, and I'm not somebody who is religious, but I think it's in the Bible. I'm pretty sure, but if it's not, I'm sorry, and I'm not gonna talk more about it because I don't want to say something that is wrong. But it does feel like for them, sometimes you have the energy of bringing kind of like a last judgment moment to some people in their life when they meet you, or at some point while they're around you. Scorpio energy again. They see you as someone who's on their way to victory. That's what I'm mainly what I'm getting with 6 of Wands. But there's something about the 5 of Cups and the 4 of Cups that is more into the, I guess the word that I'm looking for is compassion. Because you know when I mentioned something about, if you have to leave people behind, you will do so. If you have to leave something behind, you will do so. And it's all attached to transformation and death and rebirth and all that kind of thing that I talked about. But it feels they love the fact that you're not going to do it in a rude way. And you're not going to do it to hurt other people's feeling. It's still, there's this huge compassion part attached to it that they love about you. Because there is situation where you could have been rude, you could have been, to be fair with what happened to you with some people, you could have said horrible things and it would have been fair, but you chose compassion instead. This could be extremely specific, but that's what I'm getting. The example I just gave, that's what I mean. But the overall is really compassion, is really to not kind of like to not let hate submerge your heart, submerge yourself. To keep an open mind, to keep going. You don't let hate win. You don't let the past kind of like winning over you. You can look at it, and I'm sure you do. I'm sure you look back sometimes. But you don't let it influence you to the point where you stop moving forward, where you stop transforming and things like that. And they really, really admire that. Because for them, a lot of things that happen to you would have definitely stopped people in their track, and they would have stopped for years if it's not even their lifestyle, like their entire life, sorry. Also, that might also be specific, but for some reason, especially with the 5 of Cups and what I just said, I kind of have this this image of like someone doing inner child, or you know, like again with the compassion, but looking at your past as who you used to be when you were young, or when whatever happened to you at whatever age it is. That's mainly what I mean. And thinking about this version of you, having this version in mind, is what helps you not being ruthless with yourself or with the people that don't deserve it. That's what helps you being gentle and compassionate. If it's not something you do, it's definitely something. They're definitely saying that for you to try to remember that when you think about the past. Think about who you used to be, and be kind with that person. I don't know if it's relevant, maybe for some of you it is, but my right here just started ringing. I know like some people have like for example, if I would say that my mom would say, oh, somebody's thinking about you, and depending on which side of your head it means something, depending on what is your belief. So that's why I'm mentioning it. But I have other oracles, so we'll look at them. First off, we have the lizard. Then we have, actually I'm gonna put this one, should I put it here? Yeah. Then we have the white rose, new start and wisdom. Yeah, the new start really makes me feel of death and rebirth. And then garden heliotrope, I hope I'm saying this right, but devotion and dreams fulfilled. I just saw that for some of you, the dream fulfilled is something you have to keep in mind. Like, this is your why. This is why you keep going. This is why you should keep going. Definitely see you as somebody who's very wise, even for your age. You could be very young, and even when you were young, that's what I'm hearing. You were still very wise, very smart. Again, there's this warrior thing. They see you as very, very resilient, very strong. But to them, you're very delicate. You're like a thing that they want to hold there in the palm of their hand and close to their heart. That's really sweet, honestly. Talking about it, the feeling is kind of like something that you love so much, you want to cherish, and it kind of makes you cry to think about it. That's how I'm feeling. Like right now I feel sad, but not as sad like something horrible happened, but more this sense of, but I love this so much, I want to protect it so much, and then so much happened to this that it's sad. That's how I feel. That's how they feel about you. That's lovely. I don't know what happened to some of you, but I'm sorry, and I needed to say that. But I feel like it's them needing to say that to you. I didn't think I would cry. Okay. But yeah, they definitely love you very much. Yeah, they do want you to hold on to the dreams that you have for yourself. Like, you deserve the world, basically. And they want you to have it. So that's why you have to remember the why you push through, why you keep going. They want you to take care of yourself, especially with the lizard. In the book it does talk about overstimulation. Like, you might be very good, at least they do see you as somebody who is, you probably have a chameleon personality, to be honest. That's what I'm getting, at least some of you do. And they want you to be aware of that, to be, I don't think aware is the right term, but mostly cautious about this, because if you don't notice it, it is a big part of what is draining you. So, my beautiful Palm One, this is everything I have for you in regard of your reading. I hope you resonate with this reading, or at least some part of it. Please let me know in the comment section below if that is the case, if you feel comfortable too, obviously. Also, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. This will help my channel grow. Feel free to subscribe to never miss any reading I'm uploading. I wish you all the best on your journey. In hard times, remember that your guides love you very much. They do hold you very, very close to their heart, and they only want what is best for you, and they do want you to keep going. You're their little fighter, you're their little warrior, so keep that in mind as you go through life. Have a great day. Have a great rest of the week whenever you're watching this reading. Again, I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, pals, you. Welcome back. If you chose this tarot card or the selenite crystal, then this is your reading. Like I mentioned at the beginning, today we're going to look into your spirit team, your spirit guide. What do they see in you that they wish you could see in yourself, basically. So I divided your reading into two parts. The first would be only oracles, and then we're gonna move on with your tarot. So I'm just gonna place the oracles and then I'll be back. Okay, so obviously your first card is the Sailor, which is new influences and wanderlust. Your second one is the Weaver, rediscovery and transition. You also have the Botanist with parenthood and legacy, and the Catalyst with radical changes and taking control. Okay, so right off the bat, I do sense that they see you as somebody who's very creative, as a creator, at someone who, you know, this expression that says like someone who can turn anything to gold. That's kind of the way they view you, and they might want you to notice this in yourself, to notice how an impact you can make on what you actually are making, like on the things that you do, on the things that you're making. They wish that you could see how impactful that is for your surroundings and for people around, because for them it seems like maybe you don't notice that. Doesn't have to be, but the two fishes here makes me think of Pisces. So you might be a Pisces or have Pisces in your chart. Maybe you have 12th house placement. Also, Pisces did come up in part 1. Maybe if you hesitated, that is your cue to go see what it was about. Maybe there's more messages for you there. But yeah, there's Pisces here for me, at least right now. I have this feeling that, well, it came in two ways, basically. First part was, I felt like they see you as what I just forgot the words that came in my mind, but basically as somebody who's an adventurer in a way, who's open to new horizon, open to new things, and really going with the flow of life, kind of like a risk taker in a way. But then it felt more like, actually, you are willing to make risk, but with a plan. It feels like you will hold on to something as you make big changes in your life. So maybe your pile is divided in two, maybe not, but for now that's kind of what they're showing me, especially with the thread on the Weaver card. I just saw somebody like walking into the unknown, basically, but holding the thread as they go along. And I feel like it's, for some of you, that's how they perceive you. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a good thing. It's kind of like an in-between of, you are taking risk, but at the same time, it's not like fully jumping in, because you're still holding on to something. And you might not notice that about yourself, or maybe you do, but they certainly do. And yeah, I feel like maybe for some people in your pile, sorry, there might be kind of like a resistance to change, maybe a fear of change in some way, and that's why I had the vision of somebody like holding onto the rope. But at the same time, I still have, like I mentioned, the first wave is like just like jumping in, just like moving through life freely, kind of like a fish in the ocean where they can go anywhere and nothing really holds them back. Maybe if you don't, like, if your pile is actually not divided, although it is more than likely now, but if you resonate with the fact that you're not a risk taker, that you're holding on to that rope, they actually want you to step into more like don't fear change and just go with the flow. But on something completely different with the botanist and parenthood, I do feel they do see you as a caregiver. You don't have to have children, by the way. They do see you as as someone who's good at taking care of others, and there might be feelings about yourself that you're not good at this, that maybe some of you feel like you're not good at communicating well with others, or you're not good at taking care of others, and they might have things that happen and things that have been said to you about certain ways that you react or interact with others in the past that make you feel like you're not good with other people, that you're not good at taking care of others or yourself. But it seems like your guides do see you as someone who's actually very, very good at this. Kind of like, you know how this hand is holding, what those hands are holding the flowers very so gently. The flower is just on the palm of the hands. It feels like this. It feels like that's how they see you with other people, especially people who are going through something and they go towards you to talk about it or to just receive advice. They see you as being very good at this. Yeah, you're definitely perceived from them as a very gentle and caring soul. It just made me like realize something, so I kind of have to go back with adding something else. You know what I talked about it, the vision I had with someone going to the unknown and holding the ropes. Well, I feel like for some of you it's actually another option from the ones that I gave you, because you know the plants, they are rooted into the ground, and then sailor, yes, they love adventure, and yes, they love to explore the world, but they can also feel like they're close to home, or home on land can have a great importance for them. And even with the river, like the vision of just holding the rope, of like staying secure about something, it feels like that's important. It feels like they do see you as somebody who I heard like rooted, like, and that can be within yourself. Maybe you know yourself very well, or they do perceive you as someone who has gone through a lot, and you learned a lot, and you evolved a lot, and they see that, and they see you as someone who, even though you are capable of great changes into your life right now and in the future, you will never forget your root, and they do admire that about you. And even so, especially with the botanist here and the flowers and the root, it does feel like a part that what you can cherish, or what they admire you from cherishing and taking care of, is part of yourself that used to be, especially if you had childhood trauma in general, and a part of your life was more difficult. You might have evolved a lot from that and grown a lot from that part of yourself, so that you're now in a place of cherishing it and appreciating the person that you used to be, instead of criticizing it or hating this version of yourself. And they love that. If you resonate with that part, know that they're noticing this part of yourself. And it's honestly, I heard like it's one of our favorites. So they're very proud of you to have become that, and to be able to look at who you used to be and taking care of this person every day. This might be specific, and I actually feels like it's for one person or a very, very small group into your pal. And I don't know, it's more like a reminder for one of you or some of you, like I mentioned. But I heard like with the river and the fate and the life, I just heard like I guess we could call it, what's the right term I could use? Reminder is not that great, but anyway, basically them telling you that they know what the future holds for you. But it really feels like it's a reminder, but it's more than that. I just can't find the right term to express what it feels like. But it does feels like kind of in a way of, but don't give up. Like, we know what life has in store for you, that we know the rest of your path and the choices that you'll make, and you're gonna live a beautiful life, and you have to hold on to this. I feel like some of you need to hear that from them, and I hope that the person who needs to hear that is listening to this message, to be honest. Okay, part 2. So it's actually another day, but I had to stop. But I'm back now, so we're just gonna continue as I left off. Before I pull your tarot and show you your cards, the last thing I have to say in regards of your oracle, there's something that it's like I'm drawn to the Calidus card and the botanist, sorry, and it feels like one of them is saying something about your heart, like being a softie, having to be honest, like and I feel like some of them are kind of straightforward, because what I just heard was like, you think you have a rock for a heart, but you're actually very soft. It's just that there's something that happened, or that there are many things that happen to you, or you live in an environment, or you live under circumstances where you feel like you have to protect your heart so much that over the years, over time, it kind of became something closed off, something that you do not put up front for certain people, for most people even. But they are really bringing up to the front the fact that your heart is actually not like it's not ice. I'm seeing rock, I'm seeing ice. So what it can be, you tell one or the other, or you feel like it's one of the other, sorry. But they do see in yourself that it's actually not what you think or what you try to make the world see about yourself. It's not that at all. And they really wish that you could see, not, I mean, yes, I did hear the word safe, but I wish that you could see that it's safe for you to show this part of yourself with the world. Like, it is safe for you to let the ice melt of your heart and just be who you are as you walk into life, no matter the situation. But they understand if you feel like, but it's too soon, I cannot do that yet. They're also pointing the fact that it might feel difficult, because it might feel like you might be used of being told that emotions are what makes you weak, or that having a very soft heart or somebody who's very sensitive is not something that you should do. It's not something that you should be. It's something that you should shame of for some of you, maybe. At least that's what I'm getting. But they want you to realize that being vulnerable is actually the greatest show of strength that you can give to yourself, and also to the world and the people that are looking up to you. And I think that this is something that they want to see more in you, because they see that it's not what you're portraying. This might be very specific, so I'm sorry if that's the case, but I still had to say it. So I'm just gonna move your oracle to have place for your tarot, and we'll see what the cards has to say. Okay, so first off we have the Queen of Swords, the Three of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Star, the Page of Swords, the Seven of Wands, Strength, and the Hierophant. Actually, I think I'm gonna move these two up here instead. So you might be, there's a lot of sword card, there's a lot of hair in your reading. You might be a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. We do have the Aquarius card with the star here. You do not have to be, maybe those are placements that you have in your chart. But again, it doesn't have to be either. I just moved the camera. Hopefully you can see your cards better. First thought that I'm hearing, because I see a lot of cards relating to swords, obviously with the 3 and the 9, but the cards are related to, in a way, of pain, especially like I mentioned, the 3 and the 9. But I'm hearing resilience. They definitely see you as someone who is very resilient. So since the beginning of your path, I can sense that it feels like you've been through a lot, whether it's recently, whether it's at the beginning of your life, or any time really, but it does feel like you have been through a major challenge or many major challenges, and they do want you to realize that they see it, that they see that it has been hard for you, it has not been easy. They are extremely proud that you remained here, that you remain in the life that you're currently living. It might be specific, and I will not go too much into detail. It is a sensitive subject for myself personally, and right now the emotion I'm feeling is sadness, and it's quite heavy. So maybe it's something that you felt before, maybe it's what your guys are feeling when they think about that, and that they see you go through so much. But it does feel like there is a moment where you might have wished that it ended. But if that's the case and you decide not to, they're very happy that you changed your mind. Happiness is not even the right word, to be honest. I cannot really find a word. It's just like a really strong feeling of even being grateful that you decide otherwise. And you know, it also, that feeling goes to the people in your group where it's just that you've pushed through it. Maybe what I'm getting with what I just said is very specific for one of you, a very small group, but the grateful feeling and the proudness and the fact that they're happy that you're here goes to everyone, in a sense that they recognize what happened or what it's happening and how incredibly difficult it must be for you. But there's this feeling of, but you're still here, and that's what counts. And they're incredibly proud of all the work you put each day, each moment, to be able to continue this journey. But also, again, with all the stories that I'm having and what I just had before we put out your tarot cards, they truly like strongly something about having a hard exterior. They do recognize that most of you have that if you're in pile 2, to be honest, but they still see through it. And it's normal. They're your guides. They know you much more than you can realize, or much more than you want. They see every single part of you, which is not the case with most people who are in your physical life, like your friends or your family, for example. And still they wish like the next part would be for you to let your heart be seen in a way, because I'm hearing that at heart you're a dreamer, you're very soft, you're very kind, and they wish you could be feeling safe enough to show this again. So maybe you did when you were younger, when we're children, we're more when we're children, we're ourselves until we're not, basically, at least for most of us. But you might be a lot in your head. But there's still something good about your head. With the Queen of Swords and the Page of Swords, even with the Star, sorry. But especially these two. There's still something about the way you think that they admire. And I really feel like it's linked to perseverance, with resilience, with having a goal and going forward and making a plan, maybe something like that. But it does feel like your mind is really, really strong for them. and that they see that that's what is helping you. So they don't, you know what I mentioned, like that they want you basically to let yourself be seen more as you are, and more let your sensitive side come out. It's not that they don't like the rock version of your heart, let's say, because they do understand, like I mentioned. And it also, it's not that they don't like the fact that you're very much in your head, or that you're very much a thinker rather than a feeler now, for some of you at least, because they know where it's coming from. So in certain moments, in most moments, they can see why it's useful for you. They can admire it, especially if you use it to I feel like to help others, to build something, maybe to, yeah, I feel like you might be good at giving advice. So especially when it's along those lines, it's like more useful for you to be a thinker. Then it's like you're putting it to use for other people, and they're very proud because it's like a gift that you have. But basically what they do wish you could do more with this aspect of yourself is to let your dreamer side more chances, that I'm hearing, is that you let your, even for some of you, your inner child, a chance of being seen and doing things that you would have loved to do, or doing things that you always wish for, but you think, no, it's not realistic. They do wish that you could see the good in doing those things, and doing, if it's just one big thing, then they wish you could see that you're not dreaming of this, you're not thinking about this for no reason. It is there for a reason, basically. And they do wish you could see that it's not in yourself for nothing, and you should go after it, or try to go after it. For some of you, honestly, could be kind of like a key to make the switch between, but I'm very guarded with my feelings because of everything that happened, to, well, now I just express myself, and yes, I'm sensitive, or yes, I have a very soft heart, but that's okay. It's kind of like, for some, I feel like this would be the key for unlocking this journey. Also, it's completely different, but they do see you as extremely smart. And maybe some of you doubt your own intuition, but especially doubt your own knowledge that you have about certain topics. You definitely know more than you let on, and they wish you can trust that. Okay, so for the last part, we have other oracles, but not the same as these four. So the first one is, and I hope I'm gonna say this right, honeysuckle, domestic happiness and devoted affection. Okay, well, and then you have a fish and an elk. And you could take the fish as Pisces, or just any water sign. So Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And elk could be Earth, so Capricorn. Oh, wait, there's something on it. Okay. And yeah, the elk could be an Earth sign, so Capricorn, Virgo, or what's the other one? Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. Yeah, Taurus. Sorry, had my moment. But yeah, so you can have Pisces because of the fish, but it could be any water sign, like you mentioned, or earth sign in your chart. Obviously, with the fish, there is something about going the flow, or keeping moving, always being in movement. This might be something that you do, because I do feel like it's something that they enjoy about you. And for some reason, I feel like for some of you, it's linked to your mind. it's like your mind is always in movement, and they admire this. You have a lot of ideas, maybe with the, even with the Page of Swords and the fish. This could be something specific. With the elk, it's clear that they do see you as someone very stable, and I think it's really something linked to your presence with others. I can see it with the Queen of Swords being very fair, but really something about seeing you as very stable, very reliable to your friends and family. I think it's a great gift that they really admire about you. Babadu, this is everything I have for you in regard of your reading. I hope you liked it. I hope you resonate with it, or at least some parts of it. I also hope it was not too... To me, there was a delicate subject that I mentioned. I'm sorry if it was triggering for some. It was not my goal, but I still felt like at least I had to mention it. So I'm sorry if that triggers something. I hope you're doing okay, or I hope that you will soon, and know that your guides only wish the same. But if you like your reading, please let me know in the comment section below, and also don't forget to leave a thumbs up. This will help my channel grow. Feel free to subscribe to never miss any reading I'm uploading. I post a new one every Saturday. I wish you all the best on your journey. Know that you're never alone. It is your guides have a very strong presence, and they are really putting to the front that they're here at each step of the way for you now and for the rest of your journey as a human being on Earth. So when you feel like you're alone, know that you're not, and know that you can always reach out for them. But with that, I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you next time, Pal 2. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Pal 3. Welcome back. If you chose the tarot card or the Ally Crystal, then this is your reading. Like I mentioned, today we're going to look into what does your spirit team wishes you can see in yourself that they see in you. So before we start, I'm gonna just move your card, since we're gonna separate your reading into two parts. The first would be oracles and then tarot. So I'll be back. Okay, so as the first card, you do have the tarot card, which is attention to detail and pride. You also have the Caromancer, delivering news, collaboration. Then you have the Pilgrim, opportunities and growth. And lastly, you have the Painter, productivity and creation. So, first off, you might be into astrology, you might be into tarot, or anything that is related to the unknown or the occult. I do have the feeling that some of you might be Scorpio if that is the case, or have 8th house placement in your chart. It doesn't have to be, but this card gives me this vibe. But the first thing that they're really putting up front is your intuition. I do feel like you're someone very intuitive for them. I would not be surprised if you are reading tarot yourself, or do some kind of thing along that line. Maybe it's not tarot, maybe it's zodiac sign, maybe you create chart for other people. But I would not be surprised if you're into that stuff, or if you practice it even. Just the word creator is coming to my mind. You might be artistic, and with the painter it might be something specifically related to you. Maybe you do paint, maybe you do make clothes, but I do have created as a general sense of you're good at creating things in your life. It might be creating opportunities for some of you, and it might be something that you do not realize, but they want you to start to realize that. And very specifically, I heard the words that you say, it's like what creates your reality. And that might not be, you know, that specifically might be something that some people believe, some don't. But to you specifically, Pal 3, according to your guides, it feels like it's something that you should be really much aware of and really cautious about what you say out loud and even to a certain extent to what you think, because what you say is what you create. So yeah, strongly something about your intuition, but strongly something about a certain power about yourself that I feel most of you don't even realize, or you realize just kind of at the peak of the iceberg. And your guides really are showing me that there's so much more. So if you're not already diving deep into, for some of you it would be witchcraft, but for the rest, in a more general way, if you're not already diving into the occult or anything divine, or into the spirit realm and what you can learn about it, any type of subject like that, and any type of subject like that that relate to you, like working more with your intuition, working more with your chart or human design, or any system that can help you figure out more about yourself and others, I feel like it's something that you should do, to be honest, because with what they're showing me, you'll be very, very good at this, but it doesn't feel like you see it, or you don't see all of it. I just heard you're a light to be reckoned with, and I was looking at the Pilgrim card. It does make me feel like they see you as a light for other people. You might not notice how much you help others, how much your words, strongly something about your words here, that they can influence other people, but they can, very much so. I don't think this is a warning. It doesn't feel like a warning. It does feel like they do see you as a helper for the rest of the people around you, especially people that you feel like matter to you. They might look up to you. If you heard Toyo, I'm sorry. I tried to stop it as fast as I can before it escalated. I think I did a good job, but you might heard him like once, maybe twice. Anyway, it's over now. Hopefully he will stay calm and not bark at anything that moves outside. But yeah, as I was saying, the strong is something about the help you can give by talking with others, and I feel like there is even the way you see things, the way you view things. You might be very good at having a point of view that can be different than the rest, or be very good at making yourself into other people's shoes. So you came across as someone very open-minded. At least your guides do see you as someone extremely open-minded, and they do admire that about you. It's not something that they want you to get rid of over the years, definitely not. But yeah, like I also mentioned, it does feel like you are a great source of inspiration for some people. You are a great source to look up to. I really feel like there will be people in your life that are looking up to you, no matter what you do, no matter in which area you work in, no matter the time of your life. It does feel like there will always be people taking you as an example, and your guides are proud of that, and they kind of like pointing the fact that it's supposed to be that way. So do not be ashamed, do not be afraid. There might be, the afraid part might be because some of you are scared that being like that could imply that you're a boss, or that you have authority on certain people, and it might not be something that you think you're ready for, that you're good at. But don't see it that way. Just be honest, just say what you have to say, just say what you think in the best way possible, and it will be good. Basically, that's what I'm getting. With the Pilgrim card specifically, there is a message along the line of making sure that you enjoy the journey more than the destination. So this might be something specific that one of you needs to hear. But most importantly, this card really makes me feel like you are the light in other people's life. You are the guide, you are the source. That's how they see you. At least that's how your guides perceive you. And I feel like they want you to acknowledge that and see that about yourself, because you tend to diminish that light, to diminish yourself, or even to make yourself small, to not say what you think, to not say what you feel in certain situation with some people, and they really want you to stop that and just shine as bright as you are, basically. Yeah, and you know, like I mentioned, there's really something about what you have to say, like to the fact to you're looking up to, and the words are important. With the Caromancer, there is something that you need to say, and I feel like you're not saying it. But it's important for you to find the strength, to find what you need to be able to say it. There is a way to say everything. But once you find that perfect way, no matter who that is or what it is important for you to be able to do so and to not keep it and remain silent. With there is actually pride written on the tarot cards, and I feel, and if I'm not mistaken, it is mentioned in the book. Maybe it's not, but maybe, anyway. But it feels like pride might be something that you need to watch out for. Like, to your guide, you're naturally talented, especially at creating things and being kind of like a mentor, being very good with your ideas and the way you speak, etc., etc. But it feels like if you're doing something and you get good at it, your pride might be in your own way at some point, where you refuse to stop or you refuse to slow down, and it might be something that you need to look out for right now or later on. That could be very specific, but still. We're gonna look into your tarot, so I'm just gonna move your cards and we'll see what the tarot has to say. Okay, so we have Justice, the Nine of Wands, the Magician. Oh yeah, you're definitely a creator. At least in their eyes, it's very clear. The Two of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, the Four of Wands. I'm gonna move this one here. The Ten of Cups, the Devil, and the Hangman. The first thing I'm having is kind of related to the last thing I said with the tarot card, which is that your spirit do see you as someone who's really working hard. You're really good at doing the things that you, especially the things that you enjoy doing. You put a lot of time and effort into it. It's like you put your body, mind, and soul into what you do, what you like to do. But you have to be cautious. Like, they don't want you to exhaust yourself or to make it something that you stop to like, or kind of become toxic about the way that you do it because you're doing too much. So this might be a warning sign for some of you if you do wish to keep doing what you're doing, or if you wish to do something that you always wanted. Make sure that the way you go about it is not toxic with yourself, because it really feels like it's something that only you will do, but the way you go about it could make you stop doing it later on. I just needed to say it. Maybe it's not relevant for most of you, but hey, that's what I'm having. Otherwise, your guides do see you as someone who you're really good at mastering things, especially things related to yourself. It feels like there's a lot of things that you doubt, or there's a lot of things that you don't actually see about yourself that you're good at, but you're not seeing it. I feel like it's related to maybe some inner work that you're doing or that you do from time to time, and you feel like it's not getting better. For some of you, I feel like it's even related to, you feel like you don't really know yourself, but you actually do. It's like for your spirit guides, the amount of things that you know and the amount of self-awareness that you have is extremely high compared to most. And it feels like you would benefit to realize that, because your attention could be put elsewhere if you're only focusing on that right now. The Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups, really, to them, it feels like more in a sense of you're good with people. You're good at celebrating people. You're good at communicating with them, at making them happy. You might not even realize how much your presence matter to some people around you, but it does. There's even people that when they've seen you or they've been with you for, let's say, a couple hours in a day, it makes their day. Your presence really makes their day. It's especially if it was not a good day, after they talk with you, spend some time with you, they're okay. It's like now the rest of their day will be fine. This might be specific, and it feels like it's a message that your guys have been trying to say, or I've been trying to make you realize for a while, but it's not really like kind of going through in your head. I don't know why, but that's what I'm kind of getting. But it feels like with everything we just said, there is like this sense of, there's a lot of things you could figure out. There's a lot of things, like I heard, like illumination. You can reach a sort of illumination about yourself and your life. But you're so much doubting things, especially regarding to your own capabilities, that you're blocking it, and they want you to stop doing that. Because sometimes for them it feels like you're fighting a battle that is not worth fighting, because you're actually fighting yourself, and you shouldn't. Yeah, it feels like, especially with the Two of Swords, it feels like sometimes there's things you don't want to see, but you need to see. And it's really much related to trusting yourself. You follow your gut. Stop fighting your intuition. Stop fighting what you have, what you receive. Like, you're right. It's okay. You can trust this. But for the last cards for you, pile 3, we have a Lily, Majesty, and Virtue. Oop. I'm always scared to kind of make all the other cards go all over the place, but we'll see if that happens. Starfish, a bee, and a spider. You're a creator, that's for sure. You're creating majestic things, beautiful things, but you might doubt your sense of creation. You might doubt that you're good at something, that you're good at being yourself. Even for some people, you're definitely a hard worker for them, and you're good at what you create. For sure, you need to stop worrying, or you need to stop the self-doubt. For your guides, it is so clear. There's no need for that. I did saw a bee, but it's not on the card. But when I pulled a card, I was like, oh, it kind of feels like a bee should be there. I don't remember which one. I think it was one of the 4 oracles at first. Probably the Pilgrim. I don't remember, because I did not mention it. But anyway. Yeah, you're a little worker. You're very perseverant for them. And you do, like, if there's someone you care about, you're very loyal. You're very good at showing them how much you care, and your guides love that about you. And you're beautiful too. I feel like you need to hear this. You might have trouble with self-love, but hey, they wish you could see yourself through their own eyes. And also with the Starfish, you know what's funny? Like, in the book, this card does talk about a dream. Like, have you been put a dream on the side for the sake of other people? And I feel like I did talk about something you need to do at the beginning of your reading, and to be aware of how you do it so that you do not stop. It's coming back again. Like, I don't know what you have to do, But for your guides, it is very urgent for you to realize that you need to do it. Basically, honestly, the last thing I have is take a step back and see what you're doing, because I feel like there is strongly like self-doubt about what you create and who you are, and you shouldn't have. And I know I'm repeating myself, but it's like they're repeating it to me again and over again and over, you know. So it's, I have to, it's like very important for them for you to realize that. So I hope you will realize that, or listen to them, basically. But pile 3, this is everything I have for you in regard of your reading. I hope you liked it. I hope you resonated with it, at least some part of it. Please let me know in the comment section below if that is the case. Also, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. This will help my channel grow. Feel free to subscribe to never miss any reading I'm uploading. I post a new one every Saturday. I wish you all the best on your journey. Know that you're never alone. And please do the thing you have to do. Do the thing that you feel called to do. It's really important. It seems that it will take you somewhere great. So yeah, please do that. Please listen to yourself, trust your intuition, trust your guides. They're always there with you. Again, I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.